Okay, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay. Every time I want to do something, I can't do it. Typical Squee, yeah? Alright.
Makes you fun.
Yeah, it uses 2 whole bars to do that. So, and people do that a lot. And that move is really helpful because it literally gets you behind them. And this basically halves all that. The problem is it takes your defense down by 1. So if you have a character that likes to rush around a lot like that, it might be something worth looking at. And there's some higher point abilities that will give you that without the negative effects, I believe. Essence of Sight, rapid rush movement uses no ki, rush attack damage is reduced. So remember this stuff? This right there? That will actually use no energy whatsoever. Problem is, your hand-to-hand combat does less damage, so it's a matter of if you want it or not. Warrior Lineage, Z-Burst dash key is halved. That's... Oh, okay. Z-Burst is what I was talking about where you teleport behind them. So this Dragon Dash is completely different than Z-Burst, and you would need to equip this on there if you wanted this energy to be cut in half. That right there. Everyone following me? Am I making sense?
Yes.
So far, yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Alright,
Yep.
Z-Burst Dash is a 2nd level. Okay, yeah. Z-Burst, okay, that's what I explained. Tension Up, key is gradually restored over the course of the battle. Everyone pretty much understands what that is. Dragonheart, regain a blast stock each time. A rapid movement used to dodge a blast 2 or ultimate blast. That's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Dragon Spirit, blast 1 gauge recovers more quickly. That's pretty self-explanatory. Kibito's Art, this was equipped on everyone. We need to do a test because I don't quite know the details of how this works. What it does, Kibito's Secret Art, during a team battle, teammates on standby recover more health, more blast gauge, and more energy. This is why in Season 1, when someone tagged in, they had full energy, full blast stocks, and they regained however much damage they had lost in that bar of health. It's because we had this on. This is no longer a default thing, so you're going to have to put it on there if you want that to happen. The thing I don't know is exactly how it works. If I put this on the first starter, does everyone in the back charge up? If Krillin tags out, it's just the next person, right?
No, anyone that has it equipped gets the ability that they charge it. Nobody else on your team does. And also, I believe that regardless of if you have it on or not, they at least charge up energy while they're not in the fight.
But not as quickly, right?
I don't know about health. I don't know about health, but I think they recharge key.
Right. So basically, you have to equip it on the person you want to recover in the standby, because it's very confusing. Because it says during a team battle, teammates on standby recover more health. So that would suggest the guys who don't have this ability would recharge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's exactly the same as that one ability. That's like the person that you swap to gets max power. Basically, if a teammate gets swapped, like the person who has it equipped, when they get tagged too, they will have max power.
Right. Okay. So that makes it so much simpler. So if you want them to charge their blast stocks, charge their energy, recharge their health, which is a huge one. Actually, I think they recharge their health even without it, just not as quickly, because they recover more health. Sometimes I think it's really sad that they'll never recharge over that initial bar. I wish there was a way that they could recharge more health than that, but honestly, that would make the matches last longer, but who cares? So yeah, if you want them to recharge more health, if you want them to recharge key and energy, I mean, this is a big thing to have, but it costs 2 points, so it's a big decision on you guys. Miracle Master. Like, say, for example, you might not want to have this on, say, your starter, because half the time the starter never even gets to tag out. So, Miracle Master, do an after image attack after you are knocked down. After image, it's hard to demonstrate this here without, because Trunks doesn't have after image, but basically what that is it's a blast 1 move where the next time the opponent attacks you, normally it's a blast 1 move, where the next time the opponent attacks you, you will automatically vanish behind them and attack them instead. So it's like a free dodge, and it can be very, very useful.
Squee, I have to tell you, After Image Strike actually lasts 15 seconds after it's activated.
Oh,
so, and it's not an automatic thing either. You actually have to control when you use it, because I saw a tutorial on YouTube about it, and
I mean, it might last 15 seconds, but I've constantly just set it and then not worried about it again, and it'll automatically do it.
All right, fine. Well, still, it lasts 15 seconds.
Right, 15 seconds is fine. And honestly, either way, even if you're right, we don't care because it's computer versus computer.
My information matters.
But what after image? So it's a really useful ability because it'll dodge an attack, any attack, and it will give you a free hit. What this does, Miracle Master, is when you're knocked to the ground, you will automatically do it if they strike you or try and attack. Like if they try and follow up, it'll automatically do that after image attack. Can be very useful for say something like dodge or dragon homing. Like let's say I knocked Zarbon down into the ground and then immediately charge after him, he could dodge that next attack. So that's actually a pretty useful thing to have.
Let's not forget the all popular throw into B2 move.
Oh god, yes. Which TN loves to do. Do it, Andre! Power of Rage. Gain additional advantage in clashes. Remember we talked about that already. That's just the second step up for clashes. Guard Master. You become immune to guard crushes. Something useful to have. You do not get guard crushed. That can be very, very helpful. You won't lose the energy. You won't lose... you can block Blast 2 moves now without your guard being crushed. So, perfect guard. Take no damage while guarding. Shouldn't have to explain that. Dragon homing +1. I'll cover this very quickly because the other video covered it too. Normally, when you're not in full power mode, you can only dragon home once. You can only do that once. Some characters, I think, may have a base of 2. But most characters...
I actually thought most characters had 2.
No, they don't. Because watch, I'll show you.
If you can do it.
See?
This is your real test.
Nope, see, he only can do 1.
Let's not start that again.
Now what they can do is they can dragon home... hang on. They can dragon home and then vanish attack. But you can't do more than 1 Dragon Home or more than 1 Vanish attack unless you're in max power mode. Or you equip this. Then you can do an extra one. It's something to look at because they do this constantly in the league, and you're talking at least an extra 2,000 points of damage, which is a hefty amount. Vanishing Break, same thing. Your Vanishing attack is just increased by 1. They also have the +2s. So that's something to look at. Launch support, key charging becomes faster. That's all it is. You just charge your key up faster. I don't know how much faster, but substantially faster, I believe. Alright, 3-point Prataras. We're getting into the 3-pointers now. Unleash Latinate Power. Your base key goes up by 2 cages. Your key charging becomes slower. It's like what we talked about earlier. It's just more. You charge up energy on its own more, but your manual charging becomes slower. Really, it would just take testing to find out how effective this is for a computer. It'd be effective for a human because a human would know how to use it. A computer, who knows? They might try and manually charge up anyway all the time. Who knows? We would just have to run some tests to find out how useful that is. High tension, key is steadily restored over the course of the battle. Don't really need to explain that. It's obviously a more powerful version of that previous one. Spiritual Control, Blaststock consumption -1. So your moves that stun opponents that normally take 2 or 3 Blaststocks will take 1 or 2. Pretty simple there. Dragon Beat. Yep. You'll regain a Blaststock each time you use rapid movement to dodge a Blast 2 ultimate attack. That's pretty simple again. If someone fires a beam at you and you vanish out of the way, you'll gain a Blaststock back. Don't know how useful that is for AI versus AI, but it could be. Dragon Power, gain considerable advantage in clashes. Now, if you put this on, if you're willing to spend the 3 points for this, I don't see people beating you in a clash. I just don't, unless they have the same thing. And people should also be aware that in beam struggles, if someone fires their ultimate beam and someone else fires just their regular Blast 2 beam, the Blast 2 beam is at a disadvantage. They can win, and we've seen it before. We saw Krillin beat Nappa's ultimate blast. I believe that was his ultimate blast. But it doesn't happen very often because the person firing their ultimate move is at a huge advantage. So this would help it level that out. Rush Blast 3. Rush Blast speed is substantially increased. Energy power is increased. Key usage is halved. that by now everyone should understand what that means. Sparkling Plus, max power mode lasts longer. I have another tutorial that shows all the benefits of max power mode and just why that would be a useful thing. It's a lot more than just I can use my ultimate attack. You have a lot of freebies. You can do more dragon homing, more vanish attacks. You can add a free finishing blow to them like this.
Basically, it has a lot of benefits.
Like that. You can your rush attacks can last a lot longer. Your rush combos can just because normally what people have 6 or 7 hits and then it's over. With full max power mode, you can have 20 some odd hits. Depends on the character, but so there's a lot of advantages to max power mode and why you'd want to stay in it as long as possible. Miracle Sparkling automatically uses the after image attack while in max power mode. Now, and then the minus effect, ultimate is at a -1, max power mode doesn't last as long. Now you group this, well you couldn't. I was going to say you group this with sparkling mode. You can't because you don't have enough points, but this it can be incredibly helpful. Imagine being able to dodge every or almost every single attack while in max power mode.
Yeah, that would be pretty useful.
Yes, it would. I don't know if it works for every attack, but it works a lot. We could do some tests on it, but yeah, for the most part, you go in max power mode, and it's going to be really, really hard to touch you. Draconic Aura, increase the power to stun opponent. Don't really need to explain that any more than what it already says. All right, on to 4-point Potaras. Oh, God, this is going to be such a long video, but if you sit through this, you will be able to understand this. It's not scary.
Yeah, I know, right? Over the course of the video, we've lost 2 other people.
Should have put in the first video there, just a little warning.
Wait, we lost people? What?
Galagoth went to bed because he's tired.
Why didn't he say anything?
he typed something.
I'm not watching. I was wondering why it got so quiet. Is it just the 2 of you now?
Yeah.
Where did Apothic go?
He lost connection, I think.
Fired.
Okay, that's why it's so quiet.
I was like, why is it so quiet in here? Anyway, well, these are all optional.
People are getting tired and dropping like flies, and you've lost 2 people. I think me and Snowy can stay the course, though. So.
Well, we're almost done anyway.
Sure.
And the thing is that if you're a coach of your team or someone who advises the coach a lot, you really should watch this. Otherwise, if you don't, the other teams are going to have an advantage over you. It's pure and simple. So, and we don't want that, do we?
Watch this.
I like how I saw the things that we could use, and I immediately went and read a guide. I'm like, yeah, I think I got this.
Right. Well, this is to save people that trouble. And plus, visual aids can be helpful. Okay, unleash Latinate power. Your base key power goes up 3 gauges. Your key charging becomes slower. Basically, this makes you fight like an android. You don't ever have to manually charge. You just automatically regain energy, slow and steady. It depends. If you like the way the androids fight, pop that on there. I don't know. I don't know if people are going to use it a lot. If you're an android, don't bother with it. Just letting you know. Don't want you to
check what your character is before equipping.
Don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. Unless you're facing my team, then by all means, go ahead. Alright, Dragon Dash Mastery. Dragon Dash uses no energy at all. Defense -1, less effective in clashes. I don't see a lot of people using this, but it could, if you Dragon Dash a lot, could be helpful.